welcome to an exciting talk on business. They say that every big journey starts with a single step. Today, we'll be hearing about that very first step which led to the creation of Revocare Solutions, a business process outsourcing company. And for that, we have Mr. Sharon Dharshan, the founder and CEO of Revocare Solutions, to have a good word today. So, Mr. Sharon, Revocare, revolution with care, I would say. What has inspired you in starting this business, and what was the initial vision you had on this business?
Well, I started my career as a banker. Never enjoyed being buttoned up, so I had to make the switch into a call center. Though I enjoyed talking a lot, being in the call center, I saw the challenges the employees were facing. Not many were being recognized in the industry at that time. Being in call center, no one saw that as a career. And there were a lot of times where employees were underappreciated. And this was one of the reasons why we wanted to start Revocare. Because we saw the potential, we saw how this industry could be a boom. But then again, we wanted to make sure that whoever walks through this industry should feel like they have a career that they want to pursue. And that was the initial vision that we had when we wanted to start Revocare.
Yes, that's indeed a very thoughtful approach on the business itself. So any business grows actually. So in this ladder of growth, is there any specific moments or specific incidents that you want to highlight on? Any standout achievements or milestones that you have come across up until this point?
Well, being here itself is a big milestone in itself. When we started the business, we literally started with no big help in terms of financially as well as technically as well. So there was just 4 or 5 people starting when we initially did.
So when did it actually start?
This was back in 2014, 2015 when we really wanted to get into the industry. And I'm very happy to have a team to go this journey with me for the whole 10 years. We have a team of about 10 to 12 guys from day one to today, which has made Revocare to who we are today. Starting at a small office in 𝐾𝐚𝐫𝐬𝐧, we did face a lot of challenges to begin with. Especially getting projects was a big challenge. Because we wanted to start initially as an outsourced office where we were dependent on a lot of overseas projects. We were working with Australian projects, US projects, UK projects. There were a lot of projects which weren't making us money.
That's how every startup would be.
Yes. So we were grinding and not making much. But the resilience that we had as a team, I would say, because I won't ever put myself first, because it's always been the team that has taken it up.
Obviously.
So we were all resilient as a team. We learned from our mistakes. With experience, we identified what we were really good at, what were the proper industries that were coming up, and we had a future to look at. And we were more selective, and that is how we overcame the initial challenges. And to answer your question to the success or to what I'm really proud of, from being in 𝐾𝐚𝐫𝐬𝐧 to have 4 offices right now, 2 here in Colombo at Access Towers itself, which is a big achievement, and 1 in Vaunia. And to have now an office in Dubai as well is a big achievement in itself. Yes.
Yes. So talking about resilience, you were mentioning that you all have been very resilient throughout the growth of the company. So is there a specific incident that you want to share about which really tested out the resilience of Revocare solutions?
Okay, there have been quite a number of incidents, but COVID, I would say, is one of the biggest. We literally did not receive payments from our biggest project for nearly 5 to 6 months. Because at that time, we were having 2 offices, one in Nugegod and Dehiwala, with close to about 50 employees. Which meant when we did not get payments and we were literally at home, not having any work, meant that we had to innovate in itself. That is where this whole new Revocare came about, where we wanted to say, why depend on someone overseas to always be a call center and outsourced organization. So that is when we pivoted, or that is when we wanted to pivot from being just a call center to a fintech industry organization. So I think certain decisions that we took during that time really did show how resilient we were.
Yes, of course. So that's a really nice part to hear. So to have grown this much, there must have been very unique and very strong core values within the business. So would you like to describe about the core values that drives your business throughout up until now?
Well, see, I've always wanted to make sure that we were an employee-centered organization. Because at the end of the day, when people come to work, they are here in the office for more than 8-9 hours. So unless they feel the want to come to work, unless they feel that happiness or enjoyment, it never becomes
That's what
a
drives
success.
them.
Yes. So we've always wanted to make sure that we value our employees at any cost. We wanted to make sure that they were heard. We have an open office culture where anyone can come and give feedbacks, anyone can give ideas. Because I believe that being forward thinking and giving the opportunity, especially to the upcoming generation, is always the right way forward. Because with time, we sometimes forget the trend. We sometimes forget what's being trendy today, if you want me to put it in the right way.
Yeah, got it.
So the new generation is actually bringing a lot of flavor and a lot of value into this organization. So listening to them is something that we've been very good at doing over the years.
Okay, that's amazing. Honestly amazing. So what I must say is that being here, of course, the energy itself is good. And yeah, so at the very start of your company, you must have thought or envisioned something that this is the culture I want to have in my business. Are you actually experiencing it? Or are you actually experiencing it over the bars?
I think we've achieved to a certain extent what we wanted to. Obviously, I can't say we've got to everything what we wanted. But yeah, I mean, most of our employees, if you ask at any point of time, to a certain extent are happy with what they're doing and are happy with how they are being respected. Because respect plays a big, vital role in any person's mentality. So I think we have achieved most of what we want to, as well as, I mean, if you walk around the office, you'll see how energetic the team is and how happy they are. I know there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of stress in work, but with that stress, I think our guys are enjoying their work as well.
Yes. Okay. So talking about the formalities in the business, is there one word that you would describe Revocare Solutions in?
Close to my heart.
Okay. So yeah, that ends the formal part of the discussion. So, Mr. Sharon, technically speaking, what is your vision for the next 5 to 10 years in Revocare solution?
Well, initially Revocare was just an outsourced call center. We were not focused into any industry. But over time, we have understood that we are good at the fintech industry, and now we have positioned ourselves in the fintech industry. The last few years is where we have dived headfirst into the tech industry, where we want to bring a revolution in fintech through technology. There are a lot of organizations in Sri Lanka who are into fintech, but not much into technology.
Right.
So we have a team who have built a technology that is not much seen in Sri Lanka, and we are about to launch it in the upcoming weeks. So we want to position ourselves as pioneers in the fintech industry and showcasing Sri Lanka in the world map in this industry, so that we take the fintech industry's technology where a lot of the European countries are the big players. That a small country like Sri Lanka can produce a team who can challenge this big multinational companies as well.
Yeah, so right. So we heard that there are launches coming up, so maybe stay tuned for them. All right, so moving forward, let us now focus on getting to know Mr. Sharon a little bit more. So Mr. Sharon, how would you describe your leadership style and how has it evolved throughout?
Well, I would describe my leadership style as a democratic leadership style. I do take most of the decisions, but I make sure that I involve everyone into the decision making. I do listen to everyone's suggestions. I do get everyone's ideas, but then again, I take the ultimate decision. So over the years, I guess at the initial stages, I was more doing all the work. And now I have a good team and I'm a little chilled out, staying back, letting the guys do most of the ground level work. And when it comes to me, then I help them out as required.
A born leader, I would say. Yes. All right. So we all have passions, right?
Yes.
So behind all of these professional faces that we hold, we might be having extracurricular stuff, right? So what are your passions that none of the office people would know about, I would say?
I won't say none of the office people know, because everyone knows. I'm a cricket freak. I've always loved cricket. To the extent I follow almost everything that happens around, to club levels in a lot of countries as well. But with the business, with time, I've never had the opportunity to pursue it. But the last couple of years, I've been lucky enough to pursue cricket a bit, and I'm playing in the last couple of years.
So any favorite player?
A.B. de Villiers has always inspired me. Never, he plays some crazy innings. Plus, beyond cricket, I'm a Marvel freak. Because I read comics, see cartoons. If you come to my house, I have one of the biggest Marvel collections, if you want to say. And I make sure that I watch every single Marvel movie on the first show. Whichever country opens up the first show, I make sure I go and watch it.
Okay, a very interesting character, I would say. So if we say people come with a lot of surprises, now that you've told me a bit about your likes and your comics and everything, that's also surprising. But there must also be surprises that kind of actually shocks you. So what are some of the hidden things in you that none of the people have seen, but something you think secretly must shock them out?
I think very few people know this. You won't see me using a calculator. My father made sure that I
Did it all in there?
Yes. So unless it's a very complicated calculation, I'll never touch a calculator. So I do annoy the finance team sometimes with that.
Okay, that's very interesting. So just another small question about you. What's the accomplishment that you're most proud of, both personally and professionally?
Well, Revocare is one of my biggest accomplishments. to start with just 4 employees, and today to have more than 200 employees with 4 different offices is a big achievement in itself. But while having it, I think the love and the energy I have created among the employees in this path to being here, I think personally that has been my achievement.
Great. All right. So, how would you maintain personal motivation and resilience? So, we are not always motivated every day.
Yeah.
So, in these dark weathers, we must be feeling gloomy too. So, how would you keep yourself motivated? Is it just a cup of coffee or anything at all?
From my school ages, I've been a little different in my thought process. While others think, okay, I earn this much, I need to spend this much, I've been always the other way around. I want to spend this, so how much do I need to earn? So that has always been my get-go. And I've never seen dark times as demotivations. I always see the positives in everything. When I see hard times, I see how can I make it something of my own? How can I make this to be a success in the upcoming times? So that has always been there inside me. I think that's shown in a lot of ways.
That's very outstanding. Not everyone can be that optimistic. Yeah. So that's great listening to you about your likes, your don'ts, and everything about the business, the journey you've come so far. And I wish you luck with everything that's upcoming.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, that's a great meeting you.
Thank you so much.